Gentleman, Dean Alejandro here, and this week I want to talk about something that is very important to me and was a very important milestone. But before I get into that, I want to show something that I purchased from the event. KEISZA. If you have not heard of her or this band, please go ahead and check it out. They are fucking awesome. Their live performance blew me away. They came out with a guitar. I'm not going to go ahead and brag into that, but this video, like I said, is very important to me. I'm going to try not to get emotional because this was the first sober concert that I have ever been to, and by ever been to, I mean in my adult life after being 18. And this was a very interesting perspective for me, so I kind of want to talk about the anxieties as far as going up, comparing, before the show, during the show, being around other people, and stuff like that. I am going to do another video specifically on the show, and then I'm going to do another video with all the footage that I have of the show, because it was a beautiful performance. It honestly changed my life. That sounds so cliche, but it was amazing. So this video and this whole experience, I really wanted to go ahead and capture to show that other people are going through this experiences. Sobriety is an everyday battle, and music is powerful. And so, like I said, I'm going to today talk about sobriety and just on the situation, how I went through that. And then I'm going to do another video specifically with the show, how it was, and I've kind of had a lot of reflections and realization. I don't know if that was from being sober and going through everything, just because it was a beautiful performance, but it, like I said, it changed my life, and it just affirmed me to where I am in my life right now. So while you're watching this video, turn on the subtitles and listen to KEISZA. No, but for real. So going through this experience sober, first of all, I have a lot of problems with sensitivity, eye sensitivity, and noises, so I get very overstimulated very easily. It triggers me into throwing up or doing different things, getting into an instant migraine. A lot of things that have been triggering it too sometimes have been altitude or pressure. So I was really nervous about going to this event because it is a performance. And there's a lot of lights and stuff like that, and as I've been getting older, it's just been more difficult. So I was already nervous about that. Normally, when I am nervous, I would drink. I am 5 months sober, 5 months not drinking alcohol, actually, of this week, and it's still difficult at certain times. So I was nervous to go into an environment like that, being around people that were drinking, not being drunk, being self-conscious, and just feeling really out of place. So normally in the past, I would pregame, where I would basically indulge of a large amount of alcohol prior to the event. And when I mean prior to the event, I mean like leaving, maybe on the way there, but I definitely would not drink at the event. Maybe just one or two, or I would sneak something in, because realistically, I wasn't going to pay for the amount that I needed. So I would pregame, I would get there, and now that I have a sober mind and I have gone through the experience being sober, I understand how insane it was for me to be drunk or so drunk. And I'm not saying that you can't go and drink at a show and do whatever, but I was to the point to where I didn't enjoy the show, and honestly, now seeing drunk people, I was one of those obnoxious drunk people. So it's just kind of weird how everything goes full circle. So not pre-gaming, getting there, being dysphoric. Dysphoria is a huge thing for me, and being nervous, I would drink. Common situation. Having social anxiety and always wanting to drink, always feeling the need to drink, because I felt more comfortable when I was drunk. I don't know how that works, because everyone sees me make an ass out of myself, because I didn't have any limits with certain things, especially in social environments. So we got there and everything was good. There was people drinking all around. It was interesting, and it was also nice because I had gotten to the point with my sobriety to where I knew I wasn't going to be triggered and have that constant like itchy feeling of, okay, I need to drink, everyone's drinking, I need to enjoy myself. With that, I think there was a lot of dysphoria with me being, I guess, not confident in my skin, and going to a concert of Lindsey Stirling and being like, one of the only guys, and just, being really in my head. And it's taken a lot for me to realize that I'm the only one in my head and no one gives a shit about what I do or about what you do. So we should stop like doing things and care about what other people think of us, because they don't give a shit about us, honestly. So going through that was really difficult, just because everyone was drinking, and I encouraged my wife to go ahead and do that as well. Now, once the performance started happening, I did a lot of people watching, of course, and it was interesting for me to people watch and see them experience the show, if that makes sense. So KEISZA came on first. It was KEISZA and Lindsey Stirling, both beautiful performances, amazingly, so much talent. So to see people kind of go into KEISZA and watch KEISZA, who's never, I guess isn't really, as well known, obviously, compared to Lindsey Stirling, but to see people experience this for the first time, and also, like, I felt more connected. Like, I'm a very big music person, and I listen to all types of music, right? But for some reason, I really connected, and I was able to really see it. Now, while this whole time is happening, I have this girl who's behind me, and we paid a decent amount like for our seats, because we were like, you know what, it's a performance, and Alexa, she's a dancer, so we wanted to be up front and really, appreciate the performance for what it was. So there was this girl who was behind us, and she was super wasted, and she was up and dancing, which is great. And then she was yelling, like, whenever KEISZA was, like, in between songs, she was yelling, like, everyone get up, like, you fucking suck, like, these people are awesome, and, like, blah, 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 which was, like, kind of okay, because she was, like, encouraging, but then, like, it got to the point to where she was speaking over KEISZA, like, doing all this stuff, and it was, like, kind of uncomfortable, and her boyfriend was then saying, stop doing this, stop doing whatever. And she was just drunk and loud and obnoxious. And I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. And she continued it a little bit out throughout the show, which got pretty annoying. I'm sure in one of the videos that I post, you will be able to hear her say, I love you, and a bunch of other things. So at first it was kind of amusing to see that, and I had a lot of self-reflection throughout that whole thing, because I thought I was literally that girl before. And by literally, I mean I literally was that girl before. So yeah, and that just kind of progressed, and then she was on the phone, and she's like, tell them, all your friends, to, just come up here, take them from the lawn seats, hide your lawn chairs, and just come up here and, swish your ticket, and that way they don't see, but not even, like, discreet. So yeah, it got into it, but other than that, Lindsey Stirling came on. It was amazing. I did not have the urge to drink one time. And I'm not sure, again, like I said, if it was the set, if it was the experience. That was our first show in Colorado. It was an outside amphitheater. We traveled all the way to Vail. It was beautiful. But it was difficult to do, and I realized that most of it was in my head, and that, again, if I just do it and don't think about it, it'll be okay. It was definitely difficult, like I said, but in order to take the first step, you have to kind of be uncomfortable, right? Obviously, being comfortable and drinking all the time never solved the problems, only made them worse. So now I kind of have to play opposite day and do everything else. Why am I saying this? Because it is possible for you to go to an event that you thought you couldn't go to because you can only enjoy it drunk or messed up, under the influence. I'm starting to do a lot of things, and I'm segueing into a lot of activities that I went to, but I never enjoyed because I wasn't under the influence. And I'm not sure if it's because social anxiety, or because I was just introduced it and created a a bad habit associated with someone in a nostalgic and negative way. What a mouthful. Or if it's just because I was uncomfortable because I was dysphoric, because I was trans, or because I just was a fucking lush and I liked getting drunk, or all of the above. But really, I think a lot of it was in me running from myself in the situation, because I would drink to make myself feel better. I would like having people drunk around me because I felt like they weren't judging me. I felt like they actually liked me. And growing up, the first time I was given alcohol was by someone that really liked me, and it kind of just started this negative relationship with alcohol and stuff. So I'm slowly starting to segue into that and old activities, being around people and drinking. And lately it has been really, really difficult. So the concert was on July 8th. It happened quite a bit ago, and I really wanted to do this video, but it was kind of challenging for me because recently, like I just said, I have been struggling with sobriety. I have been struggling with people drinking around me. So I was really proud that I went to this concert and to an event and didn't have the urge and was really strong. But then a couple days later, I retracted and went back into the craving it, having dreams about it. Lately, I had the dream of I went to an event and I asked for a non-alcoholic drink and they gave me an alcohol one, like on accident, or a friend gave it to me, or something like that. And it's really, really difficult to put trust in yourself when you're in new situations or old situations, especially when we have screwed ourselves over. So if you try to do certain old hobbies or old things that you did while you were under the influence, please remember it's going to be completely different. Don't be so hard on yourself. It is possible. Don't do it if you're not ready. It is not easy. It's one of those things that you really have to be mentally prepared for and explain to yourself, okay, this is how it is logically. I'm going to feel this way, but this is not how it is. I'm just literally recreating a new habit, I guess, or new memories. Memories that you'll actually remember. And it's also nice to know that we will never wake up with a hangover again. So please know that you are not alone. Even if you feel isolated because you feel like you can't do old things or hang out with old friends, the peer pressure is real. I know that 100%. It's really hard for me to hang out with friends and not drink, but sometimes you just need to cut out what you can. You need to know yourself, trust your intuition, and stick with that, because at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. And I'm here to tell you that, and I love you. So like I said, I am going to be doing a part 2 of this video that is going to be explaining the experience of the concert, how I saw it, reflecting through it. I've never been to a show. I've never been anywhere, especially sober, to where I have felt connected with every single individual in that crowd and all the performers. I've never ever in my life felt validated, and have seen so many different types of people validated also. And like I said, I'm not going to get emotional because it is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and it really honestly changed my life. So that's going to be a part 2 video. I'm not sure if it's going to be long. I didn't really intend for this one to be long. And then I am also going to go ahead and post all the footage from the concert itself. If you do like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have seen KEISZA or Lindsey Stirling in concert before, make sure you comment below and let me know where and how you thought the show was. Or if you haven't seen them before, let me know too. Make sure you go check out their music online and their music videos. They're fucking badass. And press that bell for alerts. That way you get notifications for my other videos. And I'll see you next week.